Sending data. And where's our
Streaming on Twitch.
Twitch? This is the first time I've ever been on Twitch.
Twitch?
Yeah.
No, you've been live.
Yep, here
On
we
Twitch.
go.
I have been.
Here we go.
Across the board.
All right.
We're on. We're live. I guess we're not doing our big opening?
No,
Not our
No.
big opening graphic?
it's one or the other. It's either a
Alright.
big intro or a big studio. And today we're here at a giant studio. Welcome to Torn Tuesday, your weekly dose of all things Lord of the Rings, Hobbit. We're all together for the first time in months.
Many months.
And who is we? That's Clifford Broadway, the writer-producer of Ringers, Lord of the Fans.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here again for another Torn Tuesday. On my immediate left, pay no attention to that little man behind the curtain. He's just the Wizard of Oz. That would be Justin Sewell, my co-host and producer. But here on my immediate right, the man who had the master plan, one of the original 4 founders of the OneRing.net, when it all began more than 25 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Pirata. You also know him from the amazing things that are happening here at Sideshow Collectibles. Big shout out to the hardworking team here in the multimedia AV department in this beautiful studio here at Sideshow. We're here to bring you live all the news that is news that's fit to print. Coming to you live from Thousand Oaks. Are we in Thousand Oaks?
Yes.
Yes.
Newbury Park, maybe.
Newbury
officially.
Park, almost?
By the way, I don't think anyone says AV anymore.
We don't? Well, okay.
I'm just. Oh, I'm sorry. Sam in the
Control
back.
room says yes.
Yes.
There's
yeah.
a whole control room. There's multiple cameras.
Multiple
There's
sets.
stuff we're about to show you during today's show that's never been seen before.
Correct.
Yes. Hey,
Yeah.
we are live. I'm just chatting with the YouTube chat. Welcome. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all the other streaming platforms, and a good hustle and bustle from our active community on Discord. Great to have you all here with us on the new show. Welcome aboard, everyone.
Right. And
Right.
it is a big day.
It is.
Big day. We were just talking about this. You texted him on the way over to the studio
did.
today.
I
Who
texted
did
him-
you text?
I texted Sean Astin while we were driving on the 101 freeway trying to get out here on time because it was his birthday. And I'm like, Sean, I haven't texted you in 3 years, but hey, have a great birthday. I love the fact that you're in the new action comedy movie Love Hurts. And he's playing a character named Cliff, a real estate agent with a big cowboy hat. Wonderful character, really funny.
broad character.
Yes, it's true. So there's Sean Astin is finally doing right by my name, and it's his birthday. We wish you a very, very good happy
Do you
birthday,
know?
Sean
Do
Astin.
you know who else's birthday is today?
There's another special birthday.
There is another special
within
birthday.
our family.
Yes.
Here
GreenDragon, Kirsten.
GreenDragon.
Kirsten.
Happy birthday.
Fearless leader.
Happy birthday,
She
Kirsten.
can finally drink.
Oh my gosh.
I know. She can finally partake in the GreenDragon.
This is why
bar-
she organizes all the parties,
Stop.
because she cannot
finally,
partake.
after
She can
all
just-
these years, she's able to
So
drink.
funny. Oh my God. Hey, there's an anonymous girl, Katie, and all these. There's Taffy. Hey, all these beautiful people are in the live chat. Welcome to our show. The happy birthday wishes will probably continue. We're going to come up with a few more, I think,
ask-
before the show's over.
How old is Sean Astin?
Wikipedia will tell me.
Oh my
Wikipedia
gosh.
would have been
I don't know.
AI.
Don't
Don't we
you
just
know?
have
Yeah,
instant
yeah.
robots?
Well,
just
it
tell
says-
us?
Hey Siri.
Do you know what? Oh my gosh. He's 2 years younger than me.
Nice.
Sean Astin just turned 54.
Wow.
Bless his heart. He's 54 years old today. And Kirsten, she's ageless. She has a magic portrait in her attic, and it's absorbing her age.
Yeah.
So she's ageless. We love you, Kirsten. Happy birthday.
Or she bathes in the tears of children or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
But she is very young, like 22, 23. I don't know. Somewhere around
Barely
there.
enough to drink, but now she can drink legally, at least here stateside.
That's true.
She
She's
can-
from
yeah,
Scotland,
yeah.
so she could just have already.
She's one of my favorite expats.
Yeah.
One of my favorite British expats.
She's an official U.S. citizen.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yes.
That's good.
That's
Hey,
huge.
That's huge. That's
yeah,
great.
Yep.
Welcome.
What a great time to become a U.S. citizen.
When it's all about to be
Oh, man.
burned down while Nero is fiddling, Thanks. It's great. We acknowledge you,
Oh
Kirsten.
my God.
And welcome to America.
But it's been, she got it in well before this, I think a couple
Too-
years now.
too
But,
funny.
Okay, anyway.
Too funny.
That's great. Well, we have we're here at Sideshow, which is the number one just high-end collectibles company,
Yes.
books,
Yes.
figures.
Art prints, posters, all kinds of
the
like
whole
statues.
art print thing.
Yep,
I
yep.
just love all that. We're going to show you some amazing printed material that is just
We are
out
gonna,
of this.
I'm going to pull it over here. Okay, all right. No one's ever seen that thing. By
You
the
know,
way.
it's
Unless you visited the headquarters, which you only can visit if you're invited
in person.
In
yes.
person, yeah. So it's
And all of you, well, never mind. Cliff, but you have something to show today.
We've
You're
got
the
something.
first one with the surprise thing.
Usually he surprises me, and he's pulling
I was
crazy,
shocked.
crazy things will come out of his waistcoat pocket. He's like, "Look, I have an extra handkerchief. I got it from Bag End when I was in New Zealand." And I'm like, "What? Why didn't you tell me that, Justin?" Now it's my turn. This has been published by Polygon. Everybody knows Polygon online.
Yeah.
And they asked me and a lot of other very talented writers, even Drew, who was Moriarty on Ain't It Cool
Oh,
News.
yeah, yeah.
Drew McWeeny is a contributor. Molly Knox Ostertag and myself are contributing authors to this amazing collection of essays and articles that covers all of the history of the Lord of the Rings and the fandom and the energy that's been going on for decades around this fandom. And they asked me to contribute something that I wrote on theonering.net a number of years ago about a huge San Diego Comic-Con spectacular when Lord of the Rings first appeared on the scene in San Diego. So you guys look around, you'll find it from Insight Editions.
well, hold on a second.
Insight Editions
Insight is
published this for Polygon.
is basically the sister company of Sideshow.
They are not related, are they?
But they
Really?
we share.
How cool.
Yeah, I know, that's really great. Insight would be very pumped
Yeah,
that
so-
we're live at the Sideshow Studios.
Right here. Come
Talking
in.
And,
about-
dude, the quality on this printing is great.
Well, it's first of all,
Beautiful.
Insight is to printing as Sideshow is to statues.
yes.
They do high-end books.
Yeah.
They're
And they do all
gorgeous.
the high-end copies of Lord of the Rings. When you see the Alan Lee exclusive illustrated editions,
Yes.
and all these rare copies that you can only get 200 of.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't know that. Are we selling? We might even sell that on Sideshow.
This is revisiting the Lord of the Rings shockingly chill panel at San Diego Comic-Con 2001. Opening line. This is I
I
love
was
this.
gonna say,
I
are we
love
gonna
this
read the
opening
whole
line.
article
No,
right now,
you got to do the opening
or-
line. Here it is. This is a quote from Tolkien. "The heirs of Elendil do not forget all things past," said Strider. Well, neither does Ringer fandom. That gregarious, hyper-creative global collective that puts literature and legacy first.
Aw, that's really good. That's a great line.
That's our
That's
fandom.
a great.
Thank you. That's
Whatever
why
website posted that first should. Is
they should have hired that writer.
They-
That website should have hired that guy.
They
yeah.
did hire them. It's
So
just,
funny.
You know, like,
yeah, so there's the Year of the Ring. You guys grab it at your booksellers online.
And you know what? Go to sideshow.com and see if it's up right
I don't
might
know.
be
We
there.
sell a lot of Insight stuff, but it
Yes.
might be a little. Our price point's a little higher, right? So we sell like their big collector edition stuff. So it might not be that. But is there a special edition of this with like a Cliff?
No.
And,
No,
when,
but that
and
is-
when you say you only sell the big special edition books, you mean it.
Do you want me to go? We'll get it now.
Yes.
All right, go get the
Yeah,
big
you
special
might as
edition
well.
But this
book.
is not an Insight book.
you want a hand?
No, I got it.
Are
You,
sure?
need, you
Yep.
need two hands?
I got it.
Is that a two-wizard job?
Nope, I got it.
It's two wizards
While,
to get that
while
job
Chris
done.
is going to get that, we also brought, the last time we were here,
How fun
this
is
is the official copy of The Lord of the Rings that Amazon gifted to you, Cliff.
Yes,
and we
they
opened
did.
it live on air here at Sideshow
right
Studios.
here. Oh gosh, here we
And,
go. Oh
Chris
no.
was talking about the
Wow.
big exclusive books, the big versions of books.
Wow.
Look at
I
this.
Here we go.
I cannot. This is where you hire Dominic Monaghan to be your narrator for the Devil's Bible,
So this
the
is-
Giga Codex.
You can buy the human-sized version of this book
I can't.
on. Not this is the I think this is the what?
This is
the
the
troll,
scale double. This is the scale double.
Yes, when we do
No
want to do
way.
some trick photography.
Yeah, this is the
No
scale
way.
double.
The scale double, but we do have one. Can you see the Saruman?
Oh,
wait.
wow.
Let me see if I can. There you go.
Oh, wow. Yeah, come on.
Look
That's-
at
that-
that
that's-
beautiful
bring it in.
portrait.
These
Look
are
at that.
close-ups. These are close-ups of our collectibles over the years, right? So you can jump to any page. Oh, look, relevant. Relevant. Deadpool's in here.
Oh, hey, Deadpool.
Yeah.
What's up? My buddy.
Arnold in here.
Arnold.
Yep. I mean, but these are. This is a lot more. Oh, we got the Joker.
Oh, cool. That's so cool.
That's like Arkham Joker.
Yeah.
Got a couple. Little Vader. The 6-scale
some
line.
Stormtroopers.
Oh, look. Hey.
Oh, you might inspire
Oh,
McPain for more stuff.
Ice Planet Hoth.
These are all collectibles that Sideshow's made over the years, by the way.
Yeah, this is not screenshots. This is
There's
real
our-
photography.
before Ultron was cool, this is
Yeah.
our Ultron.
Oh, man.
Look, we made Kiss figures.
I love this band. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
This was
I wanna
ages
rock
ago.
And roll all night.
I was, I've been at
You're
Sideshow
old.
now coming on 24 years.
This is so cool.
And this is some of the original, this is our original premium formats.
My gosh, Universal Monsters?
Yeah.
That's great.
Look at this one's one, I have this one at home, the Chernobog.
From
That's
Fantasia.
from Disney's classic Fantasia. Wow.
Hey look, before Thanos was cool. That's what the book cover looks like, by the way. That's the book cover.
This
that was
is
our Thanos.
Great stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we can go the other way too, but anyway, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. Our two.
So wait, when you say Sideshow's big in the business, this is what you mean.
These are the kind of like this is not a photo, right, from the film. This is actual. This is a quarter scale statue, I think. This was the
Lit
my
with the beautiful
gosh.
studio
Wow.
lighting that we're sitting under today. Look at that, just wonderful.
In the chat, they're asking, I wonder how much this book is.
This book is. There's only 3 in the world,
Only 3 in the
and
whole wide
they're in
world.
our office, in our lobbies, locked in our lobbies because
Yes.
when people are waiting to come into our buildings, they can flip
can
through
look
the
at
giant books.
books.
I think this
Whoa.
only, it might be 4.
And you
Wow.
can feel like a hobbit.
I'm gonna go put this back now.
Please, that's priceless gold, worth its weight in gold, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Only 3
Sam.
in the world. my. Color me impressed. That is the coolest book.
Scale doubles for books. People in the chat room were asking about my Sauron hand sticker. That is from Tea with Tolkien. She made this wonderful little Sauron hand sticker for Comic-Con a
I thought it
couple
was a
years
middle
ago.
finger for a second. I was
no,
all like, we're a family-friendly show
Yeah,
here,
we are.
Justin.
No, number one.
Number
the one
one.
ring. The
Actually,
fit
I
with
like
the-
it. I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah. We would never do that on this
That's
show.
the index finger.
Yeah. It's a different show. That's
Now-
the later version at
All right.
11 o'clock at night.
Point of contention, we talked about this like a week or two ago.
Sure.
Gollum describes his memory of seeing Sauron when he's being interrogated in Barad-dûr.
Okay.
And Gollum tells Frodo and Sam, in the book, we have seen the Black Hand, and it only has 9 fingers.
Yep.
And Peter Jackson showed Isildur using the piece
Yep.
of the sword to cut off about 4 digits off of Sauron's hand.
Oh, did 4 digits fall off?
Yep. So, in case you didn't know that, in the book, only 1 finger is chopped off of Sauron's
Oh, I
hand.
used to like the original trilogy, no longer.
Peter really disrespects the lore. You know what? Hashtag respect for Tolkien.
What were we watching
right?
the other day?
Okay.
Oh, we were watching, I found videos on my computer from the 2003-4 Oscar party,
Yeah.
right? I found the live stream video. It's like literally like this big.
A real video.
It's like literally 240 by 180
Yeah.
or
No
something.
way, no
And it's
way.
the whole event, 7 hours or something like that.
Wow.
Of the but it has the audio. And in that same folder that I was looking at, there was little snippets like audio of when they arrived on our stage. And, now we're coming up in the Oscars here in a couple days.
This week, yeah.
But when they arrived on stage, and then Peter's speech to the audience, and the roar of the crowd, and
Yeah.
all of these it was really neat to randomly find that on my computer the other day.
Yeah.
How cool is
And
that?
I shared it with you guys in a text message. But he said he was talking about something related to Tom Bombadil. He was talking about how he hopes we're forgiven for not including Tom Bombadil in the. But it was just an interesting find. It reminds me of that.
Just that, yeah.
Also, it reminds me of Frodo of the Nine Fingers and the Ring of Doom. Okay, we can't do it anymore.
We can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
get
it. Copyright.
You know what? I know who wrote that song. Maury Laws, rest in peace. Great songwriter. Wrote all those songs for the Rankin and Bass specials.
They were so good.
For all those years.
You know, the most memorable part of that of Peter Jackson being at the Oscar party was, it was Return of the King. We had just finished the trilogy. That was it. But he goes on stage, Peter Jackson, and he says, "Let's not shut the One Ring down just yet."
Yes, exactly. That was
and the pop from the audience.
Yep. And he started. He's like,
wild.
And if you're interested, you should maybe start contacting Warner New Line about doing The Hobbit. Like he actually full on stage in front of everybody
solicited
the fans to
make
start
some energy.
Yep.
As the owner of the website that was paying all the server bills and everything at the time, were you kind of like, I got to keep this going?
Well, no. The story. Is it a known story how broke we were after that? I don't know. Like,
let's retell that story because
well,
that might have been lost.
So ultimately, that party was just insanely expensive.
Yeah.
So it was the front page of the LA Times said it was the hottest party
of Oscar night
on Oscar
which
night.
we beat Variety,
Vanity Fair,
or that's what it is,
Weinstein.
Vanity Fair,
like it's in the documentaries, right? The appendices. Like
so that party, I was in charge of. I may have overspent.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. But we had
Carlene helped with that. She helped plan the whole
yes,
thing too.
we had we didn't really have a budget. Like we didn't plan it out to the way you should. But we had a VIP tent. What was it? Premier Events helped us with that.
Premier Events.
And
didn't we have Grey Goose as a sponsor?
Yes, Grey Goose was a sponsor.
They had an ice sculpture,
a Gollum
ice sculpture where you get your vodka martinis.
And so there was trees in the VIP tent and stuff, and and that tent alone cost $150,000 to run.
Yes.
And then we had the venue where we had 1,500 fans. And we had all the production of the bands and the multiple bars
and the catering
and all the catering,
all the food, all the catering.
Of it, but we had a lot, and we paid for a good amount of it. With what we did was we didn't actually, in very typical The One Ring fashion, we didn't
charge enough
exactly
to pay.
We decided hey, we want to make this party accessible to everybody.
We undersold the price,
and we definitely undersold the price, and we were in debt. I don't want to say what the number is, but it was.
We didn't pay it off until The Hobbit 10 years later.
6 digits.
Oh my gosh.
For a very long time. And we never actually really pursued help for it, which was really, we might have had some different, is that the lawyers saying don't talk about your debt?
The accountant is like, hey,
we never actually begged the fans to help. But man, we were. But the great thing about The One Ring, and it's always existed, is we were never a for-profit. We were never trying to make money of any kind.
No, we're just trying to throw a party like a Hobbit.
Just trying to keep the site on and have a couple cool parties, and and then what was great. Speaking of GreenDragon and her birthday today, then when the Hobbit films came around, because she like me is a very opinionated person, and we had a great conversation at DragonCon one year. In which she's like, if I was running the party, you wouldn't have been in debt. And I'm like,
she's not wrong.
And all right, let's challenge accepted.
Yeah. Yes.
And so we then put on the other parties, put her in charge of those, and we did not go into debt for those parties.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So true she nailed that. But yeah, we were in very significant debt for a very long time.
But people, memories. Everyone has
the memories of the party, right? The experience of the party. But that's sort of my belief in life. You got to do. You only have one life. You got to do what you can do. Go to New Zealand.
Yeah.
Be on the set.
Yeah.
Go. In my case, I went to go visit my brother in Egypt. I don't have money to do that. Just put it on a card.
Yeah.
Go experience it. You'll work it out. Hopefully.
Work it out later. Exactly.
But that's it's all about experiencing things, and that party is in the memory of so many people that participated in it.
And not just fans, but the filmmakers themselves.
Right,
I mean,
they remember
we still bump into people at the airport, and we see them at cons and stuff, and they still I remember that.
Well, the best story. I will not use names in this story.
Not this time.
But the best was the end of that night. There was one particular cast member who was stranded, and this was a very well-known cast member, and he had, I forget what the exact excuse was of his limo driver. They wouldn't take him, and he was stranded with his date, who was also extremely famous, and I was struggling. I'm like, I don't know how to get you a ride anywhere.
didn't have Uber back then.
I know, even there was no Uber.
There was no Uber or Lyft.
And so
back
then
yeah.
I will use the name here of the guy who came and saved the day. So we're like sort of struggling, like trying, like I don't know. I mean, aren't you this celebrity that knows like what you need to do? and then all of a sudden, a giant limo, like one of the long SUV ones, comes. And this is, by the way, this is in the VIP area. No one would have seen this before. And it pulls up, and it's Sala Baker. And he's like, hey, you want to come with me? And they jumped in, and they went, and that was the end of it. Sala saved the day for this
Sala would
A-list
save the day.
celeb who...
oh, my gosh, that's a great story.
It was, I vividly remember,
story.
and the funniest part, at that time, this person was dating was like A-list music celeb. And probably no one even knows they were at the party. And I'm like, I'm standing here with this person, and they don't know how to get a ride home. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do for you. I mean, I could give you a ride?
You're backstage with an A-list actor, a multiple Grammy-winning person, and you're like, they can't get home. And here comes Sauron stunt double. Sala Baker saving the day. He was such an angel. He was such a great guy.
An angel,
My
right?
favorite story was
Well,
bumping
he still is,
into Fiona Apple.
Who's that?
Yeah, who's
oh,
we
wait,
talking about?
Who's sang?
I'm joking. Of course, she sang the Ringverse song at the end of season 1.
Of season 1.
Of the
Rings of Power
Yeah.
ended up hiring
Yeah, that's cool.
Fiona Apple for Rings of Power 20 years later.
She probably had a conversation with someone there, maybe, at the party, and then maybe that connected and it came back to be like, oh, well, why don't you read?
Indeed.
Yeah. Why don't you sing for this?
It's
Do you know
just
what?
cosmic.
Do you know who was not? I mean, of all the great memories I have that night, I had 3 or 4 costume changes.
Yes, you did.
I had to
You
come
were-
out on
you
stage
were-
as Strider.
I think you were
and
part of
then
the expense issue.
I
Cliff.
was. I didn't charge you nothing. I came out as Elrond, a Lord of Rivendell. I came out in full outfit as Strider with an Anduril, full size. And then I came out in drag as Éowyn, dressed as Éowyn, pulled off the helmet and said, I am no man. Did the whole joke. Great stuff. And then my 4th costume change was some tuxedo, some brightly colored tuxedo that I had rented. So it was a crazy, crazy night for me. I could barely get back on stage on time. By the time they had announced Best Picture winner, it was Steven Spielberg who had the envelope, and he said, it's a clean sweep. The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. And that was number 11 out of 11 nominations that night.
That night was insane.
The chat room wants us to put
Wild.
together a panel of all of our event coordinators over the years to just
idea.
talk
just
about.
to tear me apart for how bad I run these events.
Well, Oscars are this Sunday, and War of the Rohirrim came out this year.
Yep.
I didn't get nominated,
Which is
unfortunately.
in the
unfortunate.
animated category, so it would have been, or no?
Not animated, not soundtrack,
It should have gotten Best Music and Best Animated Film.
and sound design.
As
I
it
think.
turns out, the Latvian animated film is the front runner to win in the animated category, beating out the big Moana 2 from
It's
Disney.
called Flow.
Flow. The movie's called Flow.
What are the animated films that were nominated?
Inside Out 2.
How is
Inside Out
that not the
2?
number one? That was an amazing. No,
It was amazing.
It's good, but Flow is great.
Flow is a great
Okay, I
film.
haven't seen Flow.
And
it's
the
great.
robot, the giant robot. No, the
wild robot.
the wild robot.
That
The wild
also
robot.
was supposedly amazing.
Amazing.
And I think My Life as a Snail, which is a stop-motion
oh yeah,
film.
that was great too.
Yeah.
I've been watching that on
A
HBO.
memoir of a snail. Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, is nominated.
Wow.
The Wild Robot and Inside Out 2, and I'm mistaken, Moana 2 is not even nominated at all.
yeah, I
at
was gonna
all.
say.
Moana.
But the winner is going to be that small little independent film
Well,
from
we
Latvia.
don't know. The winner's
I
going to be
know.
announced on Sunday.
I know.
You're
you guys
not a voting member. You
place
don't
your
know.
bets. If you're a betting person,
No, we don't
place your
support
bets
betting at the One Ring.
on
No,
Flo.
not
Flo's
at
going
all.
to win.
There are many places on the internet that you can get betting done, but
Advice?
not here.
Don't we need to put a disclaimer at the bottom of the screen
no,
now?
no,
Like,
no. But I mean,
Well, so
investing in
at
advice
a friendly party, every time you go to a
No,
friendly
we're not
Oscar
talking
party,
about gambling.
you
No, we're not.
I'm not talking about gambling. I'm just saying
You're
that when
about to.
Now
when-
he's talking about the law.
No, when you go to your friend's Oscar party, what do? They give you a ballot.
They ask for $20 and you
they
fill out a
ask you
form.
to
No, you don't have
guess
to
and
get
make your
20.
best guess who the winners are going to be.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
There's no gambling
there's
involved.
Wait,
gambling.
I always have to put up $20 on
That's
those.
just because they want you to
No.
pay for the party.
You know what? The secret, as GreenDragon has taught us, the secret is to get the sponsors to pay for the party.
Well, no,
That's the secret.
and also
And-
a really novel concept.
Yes.
Have the tickets actually
Cost
cost
what
what the
they
party's
cost.
going to
Yeah.
cost.
Yeah, that too.
That's another
Well,
one.
look, if War of the Rohirrim had been nominated, would we have done an Oscar party?
No.
I would have loved to have done
I don't think,
a party.
unless it was like Best Picture. Oscar parties, that amount of effort, you really.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Hunt for Gollum, we'll do a party for that when it's nominated for the Best
There was
Picture.
a time we did a Hobbit Oscar party, and they were only nominated for wig and makeup.
Yeah, 3 of them. We did 3 of them.
Yeah.
We did Hobbit Oscar parties as well.
Yeah.
At the
Right?
most
We did
amazing
3.
Yeah.
venue in LA, which is the American Legion Hall.
Which is no longer there, right?
No, he was
It's
just
there.
he was at an event there last night.
We had a premiere last night there.
just there at the
they
American
they
Legion.
spent the pandemic turning the auditorium that we had to outfit with projectors and
Yeah.
screens. It's now a full-time theater with theater seats.
Yep.
A full
so we could have a
4K.
party there.
It's
Yeah.
actually better to have a party there.
Way better.
And great Wi-Fi
great.
all over the thing.
That's great.
Like
That's a
the,
great
the
place.
bar downstairs still looks like a
But do
hobbit
they
hole.
have the ability to get on the roof and build a fake beacon fire?
Fake beacon. We built the beacons of Gondor on top of the building.
We did with fans and cellophane and
red
cellophane.
red strips of fabric
Yep.
and cellophane going
Yep.
up. Oh, that was wild. Did we also have a fell beast of the Nazgûl draping over?
Yes, that was one of the Hobbits.
We had that crazy thing too.
Oh no, wait.
Yeah. No, Nazgûl would have
We
been
had
the
the
movies.
dragon
We had
from
the
Hobbit.
dragon
Dragon.
tail.
We had the
I don't
dragon
think we had
tail.
a Fell Beast. I don't think we did. We had a bunch of Sideshow and Weta statues. Like Gollum, the Gollum from the party still exists. It's over in another building over here, but
Yeah.
if I touch it, it'll die.
I believe you.
We did have a full-size cave troll.
Yeah, cave
Yeah.
troll
Cave
head.
troll
Yep.
over the balcony,
Yes.
and people can see that cave troll now at Scum and Villainy
Yes,
Cantina.
in the back near the bathrooms.
Yeah.
It's up in the back hallway. Yes.
And if you don't know, it's
They were
coming.
going to throw it away. I was here. By the way, I'm remote work. I usually work out of Pennsylvania.
That's
So I happen to
remote.
be here for the time in which they're like, oh, we got to get rid of this troll head that's been sitting in your office space.
No.
And I'm like,
it.
no, we need to keep it. It's the troll head from Lord of the Rings. It's out of this history. And so we brought it down to Scum and Villainy. It's in the back.
And as a permanent home.
Permanent home there.
To respond to the live chat, yes, back in that day, I did have anime hair. I did. Back in those days,
Actually, you had purple hair.
didn't Cliff
Purple
tend
hair.
to sport anime hair? Well, now I'm just a shiny, shiny cue ball. Oh my God, I'm blinding the audience with the shine on my head. But yeah, back then I would have like bright blue,
Usually
bright
that's a
teal.
hair light. Today
I'd
it's
have
a rim light.
Orange, red, and yellow because I was the Ent who was on fire.
Yeah.
The Two Towers Oscar party, I had to be quick beam on fire. So I had fire-colored hair. That was really fun.
You did a good, yeah. I
good.
recently, the Two Tower Party, I recently showed you guys my attempt to upscale a photo from from that party.
That
So we
was
had a great picture of all of us that put the party together for the Two Towers, and this was at the Hollywood Athletic Club.
Yeah.
Yes.
Taken on film.
And-
The most
and-
haunted building in all of Los Angeles.
And so it was the stage there, and we had all the staff there, and we had a photo. I think it was digital actually, because it's a little degraded. And I've had recently found an AI tool that could supposedly upscale, right? Like make this image from that long ago look better.
Oh my.
And boy,
Boy,
was
howdy.
it bad. it turned poor Catherine into a man.
Yes.
And it turned
It was
me
really
into
bad.
Billy Joel. So
Yes.
it was quite interesting. But getting back to Oscars and War of the Rohirrim,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it sounded like there's a pretty amazing number of animated films this year.
There is.
And that was hard competition.
Yeah.
So while it's disappointing they weren't nominated, Those were some good movies. Wild
They are.
Robot coming out, Inside Out 2. Was Inside Out 2 on that list?
Yep.
Okay.
Wild
Inside
Robot
Out 2
and
was
Inside Out 2
pretty
are good.
Pretty stellar.
Yeah.
So
I gotta say though, why not expand the category? The reason why the best animated film category exists is because everybody in Hollywood got so upset that Beauty and the Beast got a Best Picture nomination. That means during that year, when the Oscars happened, only four films were live-action Best Picture nominees. The fifth slot was Beauty and the Beast, and that
I didn't know
upset
that.
it upset
Wow.
the Directors Guild. There was pushback from the Producers Guild. There were a lot of live-action directors that were just livid, totally livid. So over time, it took a couple of years, but the Board of Governors changed their charter and they introduced a whole separate category so that any animated film would never, ever, ever steal the spotlight from a more deserving live-action product.
yeah, but there's not
That's
enough.
how it changed.
But there's not enough
Seriously.
animated films released each year.
Right.
Like,
That
to-
was the argument. Is that there's not enough to do that.
Makes you
There's
wonder.
also something else that Lord of the Rings affected on this year's Oscars, which is when The Two Towers came out, it was up for debate whether it could be nominated because he reused all of his score from the year before that Howard Shore won for
He
the
wrote
Oscar.
so many new themes.
And so they're
for Two
like,
Towers.
it's just the same movie. I mean, like we can't nominate you again. So there was this whole rule
Yep.
set up that
Yeah.
sequels are not eligible for music Oscars, and that affected this year where Dune 2 is not nominated
Oh, for music?
for
Yep.
music.
Hans Zimmer was excluded because of the whole falderall with Howard Shore.
That's a significant chunk of that movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
success of Dune is incredible work. So Lord of
Absolutely.
the Rings is still affecting Oscars 20 years later.
That's true.
Yeah.
Then,
Speaking of, before we get off, 20
no.
years later, do we want to show the other item that relates to 20 years later?
Yes. Well,
we?
let's do it.
are you going to embarrass me?
No.
So we got to set this up.
All right. no,
Again, we're at
this is-
Sideshow Studios.
This is so beautiful. I can't believe this is happening.
And incredible, rare collectibles. We just showed you the oversized
gosh.
book, the scale, the size
Oh, wait, I
double
want to
book.
put this on first. Hold on.
And we've got an amazing original piece. And let's bring
All right,
that out.
this is rotating for getting different angles on the camera. This is so cool, by the way. Oh, the audience is going to love this. Oh my gosh, Chris, this is so cool.
I really want a whole movie dedicated to this character. I would love
Are
to.
you ready for me to move my big butt out of the way?
Folks,
No.
ladies and gentlemen,
This is so cool,
This-
you guys.
is one of three.
Yes, one of 3 in the world.
Here we go.
Wow.
Look
Cliff,
at
you're-
that.
Yep, we might have to move Cliff because it's.
No. I'm in love with this because I get to see the best view. I'm-
His tailbone.
I'm a
Thanks. Good.
No.
Yeah,
I
right
mean,
there.
look at the details.
Oh, you
from
can't see the base.
every side. Yeah, you guys can't see the base. It's a map of Middle Earth. This is
Was-
not any of the Nazgûl. This is the Witch King.
Well,
Yes.
this was the Ringwraith on Steed statue from Sideshow Weta, released probably 2001 or 2.
It would have been 2001.
This particular version of the traditional statue of this is painted and not bronzed.
Yeah.
Right.
This is
So-
what you'd call an antique bronze finish.
Right.
Compared to the real matte painting that it had before.
Oh, look, Sam hooked us up.
Look at that.
Oh, dude.
Nice.
Thank you, Sam.
So what you see here is this is
Wow.
this piece. The original release was only a couple hundred of the normal version.
Yeah.
And it was painted black.
Painted well, painted like film accurate.
It was
Yeah.
film accurate colors.
Realistically,
silver
yeah.
silver on the cuffs.
Right, exactly.
And
Yes.
and everything. But you said this is bronze.
So this is bronze dipped.
Okay.
So quite literally bronze. So you
You're
took the
kidding
statue
me. You took the statue and dipped it in bronze?
and dipped it in bronze.
my mom did that with my baby booties.
Yes, that's what they do. You dip baby booties in bronze.
Baby booties and Nazgûl.
Wow.
But yes, you they dipped this, and so it was an experiment for a piece we were thinking we would release a limited edition version.
Oh, it's beautiful.
That, like a variant, of this piece. But yeah, there was only 3 done. This is one of those 3. This is actually from Robin's office when I was just in a meeting before this, and I was looking around her office, and she had the original Balrog from Sideshow, which is, I think there's only 300 of those in the world made.
Yeah.
And that thing's super fragile. I'm like, I'm not touching that. But I know I can take something that's
that had
bronze.
the big circular flame whip that I always wanted to break.
Exactly. So if
Yeah.
you have an intact one,
Yes.
it's even worth even more.
Wowzer.
And so, so this piece was on her shelf, and I'm like, oh, it's bronzed. If I fall, it'll survive a little bit.
No.
So this is the one I brought up from that area.
Is the original material polystone?
Correct.
Like the original figures were made
Yep.
from polystone. Yeah.
Polystone.
I remember my grandparents had bronze horses all over the house. Remington was a huge artist in mid-century that
So now,
was famous for
That's super
bronze.
gorgeous. Oh, wow.
So now we can show the base if you want to pick that up a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
I'm going to
let's-
hold this with my hand.
Yeah, please.
Not that it's.
I got
Let's
it.
see. There you go. Sam is rocking it back there. By the way, Sam got thrown this duty in the last second, so thank you, Sam.
You guys, we're going to do a little bit of a turn just so you can see this bronze finish.
Yeah, like Sam's going to
Is that
focus.
something? Now, Sam's going to bring it into a much tighter shot. This is fantastic.
Look at that. It is
Wow.
copper. No, bronze.
Bronze.
Bronze. Real deal.
Yeah.
Like
you
Rodin.
Can, you
Real
can show
bronze.
the back. So this was actually one of the pieces that we. Oh, so there was actually a good chunk of the original statue made. This must have been later.
Now, this says blank out of 5,000 because there isn't really 5,000
Well, I'll give you a little secret to the industry. You try to put a limited edition that's higher. This is in every industry, really. So that in case it becomes really popular, you can go and make more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You guys,
Does it have a year on here? Does it have a year on there? I don't know.
2002.
There you go, 2002.
Wow.
And remember, the horsebound Nazgûl were only in Fellowship. They were
Yeah.
not seen in
This is
the
Ring
other
Wraith
2
and
movies.
Steed.
Wait, I take that back. At the
Who's the artist?
beginning of...
It's Ben Wooten.
Yes.
He's a great sculptor. Ben Wooten is a great artist.
Weta's sculptor Ben Wooten.
He's fantastic. I've met him many times. He's such a cool friend. Now, what's fascinating to me is that
Let's show the horse again.
this is
People want to see
too
the
cool.
horse.
It's too cool.
Flip his. There you go.
This away. All right.
As long as I don't mess it up.
So the bronze really brings out the details in this, and even on camera, the chat room is picking up on it. Anonymous Girl says the map is a masterpiece on its own.
Yeah.
So we're up for auction here. Opening bid.
Robin actually said, like multiple times, make sure it makes it back to my office. So, and she's normally not a person to do that. So,
Yeah.
like I was walking out from the desk, she came over the edge and like, I need it back. Don't forget.
To answer a lore question, probably a no-brainer. Anonymous Girl is asking, is this Arda before or after Akalabeth? This would be the shoreline after Akalabeth, absolutely after Akalabeth. The map doesn't go that far out into the Sundering Seas to show you where Numenor is,
good?
but it's definitely after the
Yeah.
downfall of Numenor.
right.
Because it mentions Arnor and Gondor as northern and southern realms.
I have
Funny.
I have one of
Funny.
I have number 3 of that piece.
Do you?
Number 3?
Do you really?
I have number 3 of the piece, and it's
That's
from
worth a lot.
it's from someone on the production who
Doesn't like money?
as part of licensing. As part of licensing, you had to send like 10 copies.
Yes.
So the first 10 off the line went to the studio and went to the producers.
Yep.
Wow.
And so, I think Peter kept one and a few other people kept one.
Yeah.
And
That's a common practice today too, as well. You send a certain amount to people involved in the production, and
so
Yeah.
so tell me this. I have number 3. How much do you think that's worth then?
On the secondary market.
Well, when I got married, but that was a long time ago, almost 20 years ago. The secondary market for the was called white box versions of those, which are basically the pre-production samples that you get before the run actually happens for the pieces. I had a Sam and Bill the Pony statue. Remember that one?
Yeah, very
I sold
much
that
so.
for like $4,000 then. The retail on that was probably like $350 at the time. So
Wow.
these, depending, but it also market factors, right? So you
Should I dip mine in bronze?
no. No, because you now have a written record that you said I'm going to dip mine in bronze, and then
But-
the provenance is gone. I'm like,
So what's more valuable, the bronzing or the
fact
number
that-
3?
No, the fact that it's unnumbered, and there was only 3 that was in this testing process. So, for example, the Argonath full diorama that Weta re-released recently, like the full thing,
The full environment.
that we built that in 2001-ish. I have the original prototype of it from 2001.
The Argonath that came with DVDs?
No. That was later broken down into the pieces to come with the DVDs.
Yeah.
The piece that Weta released recently-ish
Yes.
was a full diorama of it,
Yes.
right?
And
With
a
the
full environment,
the river and everything.
Tiny little boats on it.
Yes. But
Yes.
that was originally conceived 20 years ago, and I have the original prototype with like the handwriting of the sculptor on the bottom.
Yeah, well, someone in the chat is still asking, my dad is curious how much y'all are going to charge for something that fancy. And I'm afraid that none of these,
none of
they're
these-
not on sale.
No.
This bronze version of the Nazgûl we showed you is not on sale anywhere.
Well, you have to wait till Antiques Roadshow episode 1458 of season 24. No,
that's the
240.
Yeah, that's a charity episode for the big earthquake.
Right, exactly. Literally,
Stop.
it's basically when the 100 years from now, and someone says, "My grandma had this statue from some movie. We thought it was just a nice horse."
You know, you just brought up the Argonath, and I've got some GreenDragon gossip related to the Argonath.
We were talking
for
about the
season
Argonath
3
off
of
the
Rings
car
of
ride.
Power.
Okay, all right.
And
Yeah,
but,
we were
but-
talking
but,
about this.
I'd say let's go to the history of the Argonath first, because that'll lead into the gossip that I got.
Well, the history is different from the way Peter Jackson didn't do it right. Gasp, shock. There's a funny thing that
They
happened.
should rephrase that. It's not that he didn't do it right.
He did it
He did it
differently.
very right.
He did it very differently. The characters on display in the book are different from what Peter decided to use as Argonath.
Yep.
In the film, we get to see Elendil and his son Isildur. But in the book, it's actually the 2 brothers. Anarion is one statue, and Isildur is the other statue. Elendil does not appear at all in the Argonath. But hey, that's okay. I'm just making jokes about
But
Peter
hang
Jackson
on.
not being faithful to the book.
He
I'm
does
making
not
jokes
name those
about it.
characters.
Yeah, how do you know it's
I
them?
just watched Fellowship of the Ring this weekend because HBO shows the trilogy every
They
week.
talk about it in the director's commentary track.
It's not in the. If it's not in the movie, it's not real. And he never says that's a
I
Elendil
don't
and that's
even-
a Isildur.
If it's in the commentary track, it's valid.
It's either Daniel Falconer or Sir Richard Taylor or Peter is in the commentary describing who those are.
You realize he knows all of the
Oh my
commentaries.
gosh, a little bit, enough. If I have a brain cell left, I remember some of that stuff. But here's the thing, the Argonath featuring the man who built the southern kingdom of Gondor, which is Anarion, and his brother Isildur goes up and makes Arnor the foundational kingdom of the north.
Both of those are on that
Both
map.
of those
that
are
we
marked
just
on that
showed.
map. And the 2 brothers are split with the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. The casting announcement that we've been hearing is going to lead to Justin's part of the story.
It's not a spoiler. This
not
is
a spoiler.
just GreenDragon gossip.
This is GreenDragon gossip because we have to speculate that they may have cast the actor who will be Anarion. Maybe.
Hold on. You're spoiling the whole
You're burying the lead.
Stop.
Oh my God.
Pause.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we told you
Okay.
guys a few weeks ago, Fellowship of Fans reported a casting announcement in the UK for a character that will be called Highborn Knight. That's
Highborn Knight.
Highborn Knight, right? Highborn
Highborn
Knight.
Knight. Highborn Knight.
A highborn knight.
Knight.
Knight, yes.
Highborn Knight. They're looking for actors in their 30s to play him. That's all we know. It's an open casting call to premium casting
So the mountain?
agents.
The mountain's going to play this part? What?
So Demosthenes in the chat room, Demosthenes, who is more than just the chat room in Discord,
Wondering,
he is
staff for a long time.
Long-time staffer.
Also participated in the parties and helped to make them happen.
Yeah, he's great.
Demosthenes picked up on something that no one else had. In this casting announcement from Amazon, Highborn Knight, mid-30s, Demosthenes said, hold on, Knight, K-N-I...
Whoa! And the power's gone.
That's awesome. That killed it right
Wow.
there.
Amazon does not want you to know
Oh
this
my
information. Oh my God. We're changing subject.
Wow.
Wait, no.
Are we back? Oh, we're back.
We
And
got
the lights
house
are back.
lights.
Oh, that's hilarious.
The house lights. I don't know why they.
Did the stream end?
No, it shouldn't have. It should. Still be
Oh,
on.
no. I think.
We are still, and there it goes again.
Yep. Thank you.
Oh, ho. And we're back.
Is that Jeff? Jeff Bezos?
No.
Is that?
You know what? Well, I can't. I'm not going to talk about it.
You're not going to talk about it.
We're done. Like I can't. Like I'm
Well, that
scared
was a
now.
sign. Alex, did you get a call from Amazon?
Maybe somebody is. They saw like, oh, this
They're-
light's on, and they just shut them off, and they're like in another building. And it's like, no wait, guys.
Yeah,
They're testing systems. No, Jeff is testing us.
Oh, gosh, this is so funny.
Palantir is watching.
This is so
Palantir.
funny. And hello.
Hey,
Let there be light.
welcome back.
We're now back.
What were we talking about?
There you go.
I don't know. Did you? Oh, you know what? That was an amazing news story you told us.
Incredible, right?
That was awesome.
amazing.
I can't believe that was the
Thank
biggest
you,
story ever.
Demosthenes in Discord.
Man.
That's too
found that
funny.
information.
Wow, that was
and it was
amazing.
just absolutely.
You're right. Vixen, Dark Fairy, says that would be night without the K. LOL. Thank you. Yes.
Right.
Very good.
You said night, and it turned into night.
Let there be light. No, come
So
on.
wait, okay, so he discovered
All right,
something.
all right. So as soon as I told Cliff this on the car over today, Cliff was like, "You're correct." Demosthenes said Tolkien never uses the word knight
I know, I was going to
to
say.
describe any characters.
I was going to say
It
that.
doesn't appear in The Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit.
There are no knights in Lord of the Rings.
There's no knights. There's no Knights of the Round Table. It just doesn't happen.
When you said it, my brain was like, that is totally not Tolkien.
It's not a word he would ever use. That's why it's never used in the movies. It's never
So
mentioned.
why was it
No one ever
used?
says I'm the Knight of the Realm.
A few weeks ago, when
Never
this
happens.
rumor came out, everyone said Highborn Knight in their 30s. Celeborn's finally coming home, right? We're finally going to get Celeborn. That was the initial fan speculation.
That's an easy
But
thing to suspect.
Demosthenes says he did some research in the Silmarillion. He says knight never occurs in the Silm. Knight
The word
the
never
word knight.
Yeah.
Doesn't appear in the Silmarillion at all.
He says knight appears 5 times in Unfinished Tales.
Ah, yes.
Does it really?
Yeah.
And there we see it applied to elves of Doriath, of Narnichin
Come on.
Hurin.
Yeah, sure.
But it's also used to refer to Isildur's household guard. And then there's an interesting footnote, not even in the main text,
Yep.
in the footnote. Otar, O-H-T-A-R, is the only name used in the legends,
Of the
but
low
it is
people?
probably only the title of address that Isildur used at this tragic moment, hiding his feelings under formality. Otar, quote, warrior or soldier, was the title of all who, though fully trained and experienced, had not yet been admitted to the rank of Roken, knight. But Otar was dear to Isildur and of his own kin. So Tolkien does have a word for Roken, for knight, which is Roken. So further digging into the text of Unfinished Tales.
That's spelled R-O-Q-U-E-N, Roquen or Roken.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah.
You would know how to say it better.
I wouldn't. This is new territory for me.
So the fact that knight, the only time knight is seen in any of the books is in Unfinished Tales and related to Isildur, further examination of the text, this could this casting could mean Highborn Knight is they're looking to cast an actor in their 30s for Anarion.
I would think that's a great speculation. That might be much more closer to an accurate, guess than any that we've got so far. But the question that I'm still curious about is why would such a major character like Celeborn has been kept off stage for 2 whole seasons and he's not here yet. Also, Anarion, the man who is the founder of Gondor, Isildur's brother, he's off stage. He hasn't been presented in season 1 or season 2 of this TV show. So I'm really wondering about
what does Anarion do? Maybe he just doesn't do nothing.
What's he do? He founds Gondor.
Maybe he's on the beach and just chilling out.
He creates the kingdom of Gondor.
Maybe he's just like a slacker. You know, he's just like you said, just kind of chilling.
Who's Lothar of the Hill People you were talking about there?
Oh my gosh. Lothar? That's a Star Wars planet.
No. In this 50th year,
Oh, that's Lothal. That's Lothal, the Star Wars planet.
50th anniversary of Saturday Night Live. Remember Lothar of the Hill People? Remember that?
I remember that now. Oh my gosh,
and
that's
old
funny.
people jokes.
Yeah,
here.
I know. Seriously,
That's funny.
I just turned 50, so it's like okay.
SNL. Well, it's funny to
I
talk
am as
about
old
it.
as SNL, so that's.
The thing is, it's a TV show you've been watching
Not
your
me.
entire life.
Not me,
Maybe you kids out there who are youngins, you Gen Z.
They watch it. They watch
little
it.
Pranksters,
They just watch it on YouTube.
You little Gen Z kids. Here's the funny thing. Grandpa here has been, I've been watching Saturday Night Live since I was a child because my parents were rather permissive. You can stay up late. You can watch this show.
That's what
and
happened.
It was, there I am. That's what messed me up so bad. That's what messed me up so bad.
But Lothar.
Yes, I remember Lothar.
Yeah.
The chat room says with Fred Savage. Is that accurate?
Oh, I wonder.
Was it Fred Savage?
During that episode?
You're the old guys
I
here.
don't remember that. I just remember
I didn't
Lothar.
watch any of this.
Anyway, let's get back to the
remember-
very important discussion about.
Anyway, you told
Okay.
me Anarion is responsible for one great thing that everyone that loves the movies will be excited to see.
The foundation of Gondor, the building of Minas Tirith.
The
that's
White
cool.
City.
The White City.
the creation
Cliffs.
of the White City.
Yeah, the
That's
creation.
cool.
Yeah, the creation of Minas Tirith.
I see. As a casual viewer, when the movies came out, I had no idea the historical significance of like the white tree up top. It's just a dying tree that they cut for logs, bring me wood and oil, right?
Yeah.
But I guess there's a whole meaning behind that, and the story of Anarion could deliver that meaning
Yeah.
of
And-
the significance of the White City.
So who are
Kidding,
they
Monica.
casting?
I'm kidding, Monica.
So
I'm kidding.
that's the question to the panel today. Who should they cast as Anarion? Should it be an unknown, a fresh face that we can...
Seriously, Timothy Charlemagne is.
That's what I said!
No, you did not.
Did I say that?
You did say Timothy
Oh my
Chalamet.
God,
You
oh
did.
my God.
And I thought you were joking because I thought you were joking.
And then
but
we both
no.
said it.
Honestly,
Now we just need one more person to put it in the universe.
I'm not going.
and then it'll happen.
Look, he was really good as Bob Dylan. He was really good as Paul Atreides.
He's really
but
good in everything.
I don't
Turns
think
out-
we need a skinny
sorry,
twink
you forgot-
as
Hold
on.
Anarion. We don't
you-
need a skinny twink
You
as Anarion.
forgot Willy Wonka. He was amazing in
He
Wonka.
was actually pretty good as Wonka. Yes.
I see.
Yes, yes.
Winners all around. And you
No,
saw
no,
his
no.
SAG speech this weekend. He's just out to be the best actor out there.
That's
On the
fine,
scale
but
of Daniel
no.
Day-Lewis and maybe even Viggo Mortensen.
I would
Let's
actually-
give him the chance.
He says Timothy Chalamet, and I said, why don't they bring Daniel Day-Lewis out of retirement and let him play Anarion?
He's too old.
So
He's older than Dan.
They can de-age
They
his
can
face.
they're going to
They're
de-age Ian McKellen. We talked for 90 minutes about
All
the
right, what's your
de-aging
real
of
answer?
Viggo Mortensen.
What's your real answer? You said it
Oh
was
my
a
gosh.
joke answer.
This
But
guy.
what is your real answer for a
guy.
mid-30s older brother of
I know.
Isildur?
Alan Richmond.
Alan Richmond?
The
Sorry,
the big dude? Reacher?
Reacher, baby.
Reacher?
That's on my
I would
mind.
love that actually. Hey, bro. No wonder Isildur has like issues with living up to legacy. Like
He comes in. He's like, "What have you been doing, man?" Like, just
he's personally building the White Cliff. Minas Tirith.
Everyone in the chat says, please no, no Timothy, no Timothy Chalamet. They're
of
joking.
course. We're just being silly. I don't have it. I like the fact that the show is casting many folks that we don't know. I think you remain that way. Lord of the Rings, when it came out, honestly, that cast was unknown.
Except for Sean
disagree.
Astin.
Hold on.
Okay, fair. Okay.
They were not A-list. Elijah was closest to A-list. Ian was known, but not
Correct.
A-list.
True.
And the only Sean Bean, maybe.
Liv Tyler was brought in.
Yeah, but she was not A-list.
Liv Tyler was A-list, and we have a ton of old articles
At the time, she was
complaining, fans complaining about.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
She was huge. She's huge. She
but
had
she
already
wasn't
done
A-list.
Armageddon.
Yeah.
She was A-list, absolutely.
B-list, maybe.
But
But I like giving people a chance, like to show their worth.
show their quality.
Well, I would expect some kind of stunt casting, and there's why.
But don't you think
I would
with the
expect
50
a
people
big
that are already
surprise.
casted in Rings of Power, we could use like one or two just really big names?
No.
I
Don't
would-
waste it on the
Okay,
TV show.
follow-up
wouldn't mind.
question.
I
Do you
wouldn't say
think
no to that.
Anarion, in the story, in the world itself, does Anarion have a reputation that should relate to a celebrity? Like, should we, the audience, feel as in awe seeing an actor play him as the characters would seeing the character itself?
Wait,
see.
so you're saying
the-
casting someone that we're in awe of in the role?
Right. An example would be like Brad Pitt being cast as Jesse James. He was a legend in his own time, Jesse James, right?
Yeah.
And it was kind of inspired casting to put Brad Pitt, because we as the audience, oh, big star, really like big star, cool. Jesse James had the same kind of in-universe.
I don't know. It feels cheap.
Okay.
This, for my money, Jacob Elordi is my Anarion.
Oh, yeah, he could do it.
From Saltburn, Jacob Elordi would be my choice for casting for
can do it.
for Anarion.
I don't know enough
Really.
actors in their 30s. I'm again a boomer, not a boomer, but I'm
You're Gen X.
I know.
If anything.
I am Gen
Maybe?
X.
Are
I'm Gen
we?
X, but
you and me
but we
both?
like to yes,
Yeah.
we're Gen X.
We
But
talk about Duran all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Gen X. Oh my God! Did you
Simon
see?
Le Bon can play this role.
Do you want to? I love Simon Le Bon, but Billy Idol has a new song out, a new album. It's really good.
Is
Check
it?
it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Billy Idol wrote a song about that bad motorcycle accident.
Is he
that
giving us the
messed him up.
$10?
The
he
only
promised?
Billy
Yeah,
I know is
he owes
Eilish.
me money.
And she's the only one that deserves
We're totally
your
Gen Xing
ears.
here, kids.
Don't listen to them.
So no, all right, let's ask the chat.
Yeah,
who would you
who
like to
should we
see
cast?
as Anarion? A big stunt
just-
casting surprise? Like, oh look, they pulled somebody out of retirement and it's a big A-lister.
So, okay.
Or would you like it to be an unknown actor?
Well,
we're going to
let
put
me
the
ask you,
question to
related
you guys.
to casting.
Yes.
On the other fantasy franchise from Warner Brothers, what do you think of John Lithgow as Dumbledore?
John Lithgow as Dumbledore.
He just confirmed
Harry
it.
and the Hendersons?
He just
Oh, you
confirmed
mean
it.
that remake they're doing of
The
Harry Potter?
full 7-book remake for HBO Max.
And John Lithgow, he can do anything. After I saw John Lithgow do Prime Minister Winston Churchill in The Crown, I'm convinced the man can do anything.
So you'd be
He's
okay
genius.
with
He's genius.
John Lithgow from Third Rock from the Sun
Yeah.
as
Did you see
Dumbledore.
his Churchill? Did you see how amazing?
I've seen
Oh
him.
yes, he did amazing. You're right.
Yeah.
And the reason I forgot it because he was so good. Like I didn't know it was him.
For a long
You know what I
minute,
mean?
you
Like
didn't know it was John
right,
Lithgow.
exactly. Like
yeah,
it's
he was
just
amazing.
Yeah, so he can
was
do
amazing.
it.
Yeah.
He can
Okay.
do Dumbledore.
Okay. But that's
Okay.
what I mean. Like,
Oh, hey.
I'm actually excited about Harry Potter because of that big name actor casting. Don't you think Anarion is an
I'm-
opportunity?
I'm with you, Zap Verasepa. This is the best idea I've ever heard. Hayden Christensen. Cast Hayden Christensen, our Anakin,
yeah.
to be our Anarion. That
Yeah.
would be
You know what?
so good.
Yeah.
That is the best idea I've heard in years.
He said it.
I
I love
endorse
the
it.
chat.
I second
That's
it.
why I love the chat.
Hayden Christensen,
Hayden Christensen.
as Anarion. We need
Great-
one more person.
great idea.
Do we have a concurrence?
Yes.
Can I just say something?
I love Hayden Christensen. He's great.
Why don't we do this as an article on the homepage and have like the top 10 casting for
fan castings? Yes, we should.
That's a great one, by the way. And we've got to
should.
give you credit. Make sure he gets credit for
Zap
it.
Verasepa, you are the best.
Speaking
That
of
was a
Anakin, you want me
great
to pull out an
suggestion.
Anakin piece? Because we have lots of Anakin.
Yes, can we see an Anakin piece? Can we?
This is not a Star Wars show.
But there is
can
lots
be.
of cool Star Wars stuff.
can be.
But you know what it is? It's a He-Man show now because there was a big debate Demosthenes and I had, and I need to get your guys' reaction and the chat room.
Fans of Masters of the Universe, join us as we pull out our guitar, come to the fireside chat. We're going to talk and sing
So,
about He-Man.
according to
Here we go.
so the debate we had between myself and Demosthenes
Mm-hmm.
is He-Man Masters of the Universe, who just showed off their casting
Yeah.
of the new character for Amazon Prime, of all places. Is He-Man fantasy or is it sci-fi?
So obvious.
I have a different answer, but I'm going to. You
answer
guys.
is so
And
clear.
my argument is it's fantasy. It's a big shirtless brute with a big broadsword and a magic battle
it's
cat
like saying-
tiger.
it's like
and
saying-
She-Ra like does her little thing with her mind. And
It's just like saying Conan.
Conan,
Conan the
the host of the
Barbarian.
Oscars.
Yes. Oh, that's right. He's hosting.
He is
It'll be
hosting.
so good.
It's gonna be
It'll
great.
Oh, it'll be
It's
so
going to be
good.
great. I'm looking forward to the Oscars.
But that's like saying Conan.
Conan.
I listen to that podcast all the time, so like I
By
don't.
Crom.
Is sci-fi like it's completely fantasy.
It's fantasy.
It's fantasy,
It's giant
but you
castles.
know
it's
what?
Castle Grayskull
The word
and
for it
Snake
is
Mountain.
The word for it is sword and sorcery.
Yes,
It's sword and
80s
sorcery.
classic sword and sorcery.
That's what it is.
Isn't Lord of the Rings sword and sorcery? There are sorcerers. There's magic witches. They call Galadriel a witch.
Well,
Like-
the wizards in Middle
They have
Earth.
telepathy. They have Zoom meetings.
They have telepathy through the
Like-
three rings, yes, but
They don't have Zoom meetings.
the Valar forbade the five wizards from showing their full angelic powers. They were forbidden. They were, and Gandalf's job was to supply courage and support, moral strength, and
like, thanks for
energy.
nothing.
Yeah, he was supposed to do all that without blasting giant holes into Barad-dûr and going after Sauron himself, Maiar to Maiar. They were forbidden from doing that. So there's a lot of restraint in the Lord of the Rings.
interesting. That's like a
and how the
prime-
magic is used. A
Like
lot of restraint.
It's like a prime directive.
Yep,
From,
it is.
You know, like,
It's like
you
a
know,
prime
you can't
directive.
mess with
Yeah.
this culture that, you know. I've been watching all Star Trek again like, from the start.
I love that stuff.
That's
Now,
sci-fi.
Masters,
That's
Masters of the Universe started to morph over into the Venn diagram of science fiction when the Horde, the evil Horde, appeared, because then it was spaceships, laser beams,
Yeah, and they brought
technology,
that in based on
and that's,
market
you know,
research. They
Look,
probably
Dune
did.
is sci-fi,
And that was
even though
She-Ra
it's
when they brought in the
sword
Horde.
and sandals and sand.
No, that's
It's-
sci-fi.
it's sci-fi.
It's
There's
space.
spaceships.
Yes, that's sci-fi.
But He-Man and Masters of the
Can we-
Universe is not.
Can we
sci-fi.
pause a moment so we can talk about the casting for He-Man? Because I knew nothing of this project in any
Oh,
capacity, and I saw this photo
Oh, yeah.
of the guy holding it. It looked cool, looked He-Man-esque. And then someone's like, "Oh, this guy's casted." So I go look at the guy who's cast as He-Man, and I'm sorry, but he's way too pretty. He's just way too pretty.
Yep, he is.
He's literally too pretty, like too good looking. You gotta get a 9 or an 8, right? Am I wrong?
What's his name?
Nicholas
All right.
Gazeltine.
Yeah, Nicholas. Yeah, oh, the people in the chat already mentioned his name. Nicholas Galitzine. I can't say it right. Alison Brie is great casting as Evelyn. That'll be great to see Alison
Yes.
Brie as Evelyn. And James Purefoy as
He looks
King
good.
Randor.
He looks good, but the other.
Yeah, but-
He's pretty. What's wrong with the Prince?
No, you can't. Reacher would be a better He-Man.
What about but
I'm-
the Prince version?
I'm
Like he says the
excited.
magic thing and he buffs up, right?
Have
Does
a different actor. Have a different actor play a skinny little Prince Adam.
you're saying Alan
and
Ritchson
another actor
is gonna
play
be-
the full version of He-Man. But Idris Elba joins the cast as
That's awesome.
Man at Arms.
Idris is awesome.
He can do no wrong.
I feel so bad that now that Amazon owns Bond,
Yep.
they took too long. He would have been a perfect Bond. by the way.
He would have been the perfect Bond. And the most controversial casting is none other than Jared Leto.
Really?
Jared
In
Leto
what role?
or
As
Jared
Skeletor?
Leto is Skeletor.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't know that.
You didn't
said
know?
his name.
Yeah.
And of course he's Skeletor.
And you
That'd
said
be great.
Skeletor? You
Yeah.
think he'd be good at that?
Yeah, his
Okay.
voice and stuff. Yeah. he's-
Okay, all right. That's just wherever Jared
What
Leto's
is that
name is
little
mentioned,
cackle?
there's controversy.
By the way, we sell a bunch of Masters of the Universe stuff too at Sideshow.
Can we
There's
do
a
it?
giant battle cat and everything.
really?
Yeah.
Man at Arms and his little.
I don't know. Sam, Sam, are you still there?
Yes.
Did we do a Man at Arms? Did we sell one?
that was always my favorite toy.
Mondo or whatever? I don't think they did one yet.
One.
Also did a 6-scale figure.
Six Stale.
Tweeterhead is doing a statue, I want to say.
Of Man at Arms?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay,
So
they are
two
making
different-
Man-at-Arms statues. We'll make one last connecting thread between Lord of the Rings, high fantasy, and Masters of the Universe, cartoon fantasy, with the sci-fi mix. Something happened in the early 80s that we remember. Justin, I don't know where you were at the time, but
He was a twinkle.
it was all about sword and sorcery. If you've watched Stranger Things, you know all the kids were playing Dungeons and Dragons. And they went down to the local arcade to play the Don Bluth animated Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's
At
Lair.
the arcade.
The worst game ever.
The worst, best Laserdisc
I
animated
was
game.
so
The
mad at
worst,
that game
best.
so many times.
Me
I
too.
hated that game.
I wasted 50 cents
Yes,
a pop
exactly.
on that.
It was crazy.
Now, here's the thing. At the time, the Disney studios had missed out on licensing The Lord of the Rings. Tolkien always hated the Disney stuff. He always hated it. And while he was alive...
And yet I'm a Disney fan. Wow.
I'm a Disney fan,
I'm a
too.
huge one.
But Disney wanted to get in on the sword and sorcery business because of the success of Masters of the Universe, the wild cultural success of Dungeons and Dragons. And what did they do? They licensed a different set of books called The Chronicles of Prydain, licensed from Lloyd Alexander. And thus, they made The Black Cauldron.
You're back on the Black Cauldron. I told you not to
Always.
mention that movie.
Good.
That has no place in here. I'd rather have a Miyazaki
Yes.
minute.
I love The Black
Oh,
Cauldron.
jeez.
I'm
So we
big
have a
fan of it.
life-size character collectible from the Black Cauldron that you can take home with you.
You have one?
today.
I've got
No,
to. Oh,
I'm
please.
kidding.
I would
I'm
love
kidding.
that.
See?
So,
See? They
the
make
thing is-
anything, but not
thing
that.
is, the Disney studios actually almost destroyed themselves and imploded because of the commercial
The views
failure
expressed on the
of the
show
Black
are
Cauldron.
those of the hosts and not the...
And not the actual entities, just the expressions of the hosts, right? But here's the thing. If the tables had turned and if United Artists had done a deal with Disney instead of with Ralph Bakshi, then you would never have had any Lloyd Alexander books licensed. You would have had Disney.
I don't know why we
attempting
got
to
on
make
this topic,
The Lord of the Rings.
but
Because the audience doesn't understand we were this close in the early 80s to having the Disney studio get their hands on the Lord of the Rings as a property.
I don't
But they
believe
didn't.
you.
It
I
was
do
this
not
close.
I would have loved to have it because
As an
then they would
animation
have...
historian, they were this close.
And we would have had Lord of the Rings lands in the parks and stuff
Yeah,
at some
that's
point.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
That's
so
right.
that's your Miyazaki minute.
All right, I have one more question for you guys on Rings of Power. Okay,
funny.
you said you're not a big fan of a huge star
Yep.
being a Narion, but Hayden Christensen is
That's a good one.
is a good choice.
That's a great choice.
Yeah, that's a
Amazon
good choice.
Prime.
great.
They're totally in the fantasy business. Amazing new preview of The Wheel of Time. Season 3 just came out. Looks incredible. You've got Rings of Power, of course. They've done a couple other fantasy shows with Orlando Bloom and stuff. They've got a new fantasy coming out. They just announced The Dark Tower.
Oh,
Amazon
yeah.
Prime
And
is not only doing He-Man and Masters of the
Is that the
Universe.
Stephen King
Yeah.
Dark Tower?
He's
They're
working
doing
on it, too.
Stephen King's,
wow.
and that's what the announcement was. Not only is
Wow.
Amazon Prime Video doing The Dark Tower, they've brought in Stephen King himself to help write the scripts.
Oh, cool.
The question to you is,
That's cool.
for future seasons of Rings of Power, should they consider bringing in Tolkien family writers?
No.
You mean like Simon Tolkien, who already has published legal thrillers?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm blunt. No.
No, it might be better to have a different group of people take that on. I mean,
Because they're doing it with Stephen King. They're
No,
like,
that's
you
a
wrote
little-
the book,
yeah,
come
but-
in and
but
write the...
that's, he wrote the book.
he's still...
He's alive.
He's alive. It's his story. He knows
Now,
what to do with it.
AI hasn't quite reached the point of recreating Tolkien completely.
Oh gosh, no. It can't.
Take all of his work,
can't.
put it into one AI, and just start talking and see what happens.
Oh gosh, no.
Yes, Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil AI? I'd be okay with that.
I don't know. You guys are crazy.
All right.
All right, no, but seriously,
This has been a wonderful conversation here at Sideshow.
it has been.
It was wonderful to get your message yesterday. I don't come out often, so it's nice to be able to do this live, and you guys to drive all the way up here because I know it's a big pain in the butt. But the last time I was in LA was in November when Keith Stern's book
Yes.
was out.
That's right.
And
I'll grab it.
And
I'll grab it right quick.
And I accidentally interrupted the live stream as I walked in and surprised you while you guys were live with Torn Tuesday.
Yeah.
That was
That was
fun.
sort of funny. But that was the last time I was in LA. And this,
That was
this
when
is A great book from Keith Stern for entertainment only. This man was there the whole time with Ian McKellen, and
Because he had created McKellen.com.
yeah, and it was amazing. That was the early days of the internet. I still love those days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
man, it was a different world, but it was so cool. And his perspectives and story is in this book. It's actually amazing.
They're really good.
Don't you think that I've seen a lot of internet chatter lately of a desire and of people going back into the old internet style of like rather than everything on social media, like going into your corners of the internet, like the One Ring Discord and forums, and just staying with your people, in your little affinity groups.
Well, people want connection versus real authentic connection versus just whatever you're being fed by an algorithm, right? So yeah, that was a wonderful time. We were the 1,500th most popular website in 2001.
Wow.
Of the whole web.
Of the whole web.
Wow, that's insane.
That was pretty cool. That's when we were donating like tens of thousands of dollars every month to Books and Homes in New Zealand.
To books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, the site has never been a for-profit entity, and we would pay our bills and then ship the rest over to New Zealand to help kids with literacy.
Yep.
A
literacy
Look who's in the
charity
chat
was
room
the
right
best.
now, the birthday girl herself.
Oh, she is?
We opened the show with birthday greetings.
Yes.
We did. Oh, hey, who's in the chat? Hey, it's good to see you. Hey, Kirsten.
Kirsten's
happy
in the
birthday.
chat. Happy birthday.
Very happy birthday
But
to you.
tell her who else has a birthday today.
I think
She
she
knows
knew this.
you share your birthday with Sean Astin, none other than fellow Capricorn, Sean Astin. No, not Capricorn. We're past Aquarius. We're in Pisces now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I have no
We're-
idea.
I
Wait,
don't
are we
either.
past
I-
Pisces?
I don't know.
We're almost
No clue.
past Pisces. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Who knows?
Anyways, happy
knows?
birthday.
Well,
Yes.
and we're glad you can finally drink. So that's really cool.
Yeah, congratulations on finally. Now that you're an American, you can drink under American laws because 21 is
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we gonna?
Yeah.
Are we
But
gonna
we spent the whole first part of the show talking to you.
we're still in Pisces.
Thank you,
Pisces.
Sam.
Thank you, Sam. We are still in
Look at this.
Pisces.
By the
got a
way,
whole studio.
Kirsten, remember Sam? Sam says hi.
Yeah.
Well, but before we get going, we have another big piece of news that we just announced yesterday. We're going to put more information on the website tomorrow. But
And it's about the mystery artwork.
It blew up on Instagram and Facebook.
We have two things to talk about.
Sure.
The artwork from the 4K release of War of the Rohirrim.
Well, that's a different thing. Let's
that a
hold that
different
for
thing?
next
All right,
week.
okay, all right.
But yesterday we got a press release, and I was like, look at these photos. Billy Boyd
and Ryan Gage.
and Ryan Gage from The Hobbit
Yes.
are in a brand new fantasy movie called Warlord. You can see the first preview poster and stills on our Instagram,
it's so
the
cool.
One Ring Net.
Yes.
We've
So
got a
cool.
whole bunch more details. The director looks great. Incredible cinematographer.
Nice.
We got more information. We're going to be posting it on the website tomorrow. But congrats to Billy and Ryan Gage. We got to get him on the show and talk about this movie.
That's cool.
Because Billy looks like, I don't know all the details, but it looks like Billy's like the big evil king
Oh, wow.
in this.
Yeah. Did you see this yet?
Yeah, that's
Did you see
cool.
the artwork?
That looks really cool.
The thing is, when Ryan Gage is not dressed up with this ridiculous stuff to make him look like Alfred Lickspittle, wasn't that the character's name?
looks-
from The
Yes,
Hobbit.
that's right.
He looks mean.
He looks mean. Billy Boyd
Yeah.
looks like a mean, kind of badass kind of character, and Ryan Gage actually looks like,
Can Billy Boyd
Ryan
be
Gage
mean?
looks like Carl Urban.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like Carl Urban. He looks
Yeah.
like a handsome man, and you wouldn't know that because of the way they put so much weird makeup on Ryan Gage in the Hobbit
Appropriate
films.
makeup.
Yeah, appropriate because he was such a crazy, unlikable villain of a character.
Can I ask one more thing?
Yes.
So I've been a little bit out of it. Lots of things going on, but I think didn't we set on our Middle Earth March Madness?
We did settle
topic?
on that. We haven't announced it yet.
Well,
can we
March
announce it?
is like,
Yeah, but it starts like later
Saturday.
in March. But it's. Can we announce what it is?
you're the boss.
Yeah, we can.
Well, no,
if you
I
want.
haven't. No, actually, Kirsten's sort of the boss.
Kirsten's in the chat room.
If she lets us
Kirsten?
announce it, I don't know if she's paying
Kirsten,
attention.
give a thumbs up or a thumbs down, my dear, if we can talk about the subject of our Middle Earth March Madness
Well, explain
contest.
what Middle Earth March Madness
So we started
is.
this
Let's.
God forever ago, where we take a topic. So let's say the very first one was favorite Lord of the Rings character. And so we put them in brackets just like you do with basketball.
NCAA basketball,
Right?
it's called
Yeah.
March Madness.
And you have different divisions, and maybe you have men and elves and dwarves and other.
The bracket
right?
is created in the sports world so you can have this weird guessing game about who's going to win the basketball championships when the teams go up against each other in competitive games. So now we put
We got the thumbs up.
We got
Yeah,
the thumbs up.
All right, they have Tolkien characters and Tolkien places and a lot of things we've put into an imaginary bracket.
And some of them have generated tens of thousands of votes.
Yes.
It's just a popularity contest. You guys get to vote on who's going to
You
win.
get to vote.
You get
Yeah.
to vote. In
But it's
every
a
contest.
tough putting together the theme, and is there enough characters?
Every year we do a different theme.
So
What
64
was last
options.
year's theme? Do you remember?
My brain cells.
I know, seriously. I'm also. We're over 50, so what's the deal?
I don't pay attention to that. That's not my lane.
Last year,
What was last year's? Okay, we got a
was-
thumbs up.
yeah,
All right.
oh, good. You want to announce what it's going to be?
It's going to be famous or not so famous, accomplished Tolkien artists, painters, and illustrators. We're going to feature the greatest Middle-earth artists, acrylics, oils, pencils, woodcuts.
So you can expect artists like John Howe's, but it's
John
actually the
Howe.
work. It's the individual work,
It's
right?
the work, it's not the artist.
You're actually voting on
So
the
John
work.
Howe might be a
like
few
have 10
options.
options
We have
in
John
there.
Or the
Howe,
brothers Hildebrand.
The brothers Hildebrand.
Jimmy Cauty.
Daryl K. Sweet. Donato Giancarlo.
Donato, yes.
Donato.
Jenny Dolphin.
Giancarlo.
Right?
Yes, that's right. And even famous artists who had illustrated
What about
older
Vanderstelt?
editions.
Jerry
Yeah,
Vanderstelt.
Jerry Vanderstelt. And even if you were picking up some weird edition of The Hobbit from like Finland,
who did this one?
We feature a
is
lot
John
of
Howe, right?
artists from famous publications over the years of Tolkien.
My question to you is, without spoiling much,
Yes.
did you guys include Barbara Remington?
Yes. Yes.
But
Barbara
no one
Remington-
liked her covers.
They were.
Tolkien didn't like her covers. Make no sense.
That's because
told
she-
to paint the covers without even reading the book.
Without even knowing
Why
what she
would
was
you
doing.
include that artwork?
Because it's famous, it's culturally relevant, and
Exactly.
it's
It
famous.
exactly. It doesn't have to be. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
That's part
and
of
it
the
could
vote.
completely
Yes.
This
be.
Nicholas Gazeltine
Yes.
is
What?
beauty.
He's a
Have you
He's
looked
too
at this
attractive
guy?
to be
he's,
He-Man.
he could be a
I'm
Prince
sorry,
Adam
he's too
easily,
attractive
but
to
he
be
can't be
Yeah,
a He-Man.
he's a looker.
No, I mean, like, he's just way too pretty to be He-Man.
I
It's
can't.
just- sorry.
You guys.
Okay.
Oh yes, and yes, Colleen Doran. Yeah.
Oh, yes, Colleen
multiple
Doran, yep.
Eisner winner, our friend of the website, Colleen Doran.
Daniel
Yeah.
Falconer.
Daniel Falconer
Daniel
could do
Falconer,
that. Listen,
yeah.
it's a really the process that we go through as a staff to put the list together is pretty complex. I have not been following along as much as I should, but there's great minds doing it.
It's been
and
a lot of great minds working on that.
and they'll come up with the list, and we'll put that together and put it on a bracket for everybody, and we can go through the March and you know,
Yeah.
it'd be cool. You know, it'd be cool
What?
while we're ending the show here.
Yes.
Maybe we could find one of the art prints from Sideshow. That's we have a lot of Lord of the Rings art prints now.
Yeah.
Like we could give one to give away one.
Yeah.
Or something
That'd
at
be
the end of
fabulous.
it.
For a random voter. And
Donato would be totally game. I'm saying it
Donato?
online, not putting any pressure on you.
Yeah.
Be like,
Please, thank you for the donation ahead of time. Yes. I guess.
but like we could get Colleen maybe as well. Like,
Oh, bless her heart, Colleen. Yeah, she's amazing.
so we could
an amazing
ask a lot
talent.
of folk because it's all about the community getting together and having a good time with it.
Agreed. Now, there was one executive decision that was made, and I want to shout out to Jim Wirt and to
Yes,
the very
Jim's awesome.
hard-working people working with Kirsten and Jim, and anybody who's working behind the scenes. We have a lot of volunteers who helped put together an amalgam of great artists and illustrators to make this bracket for March Madness. But we immediately took an executive decision to take Professor J.R.R. Tolkien out of the competition because
Which makes sense.
He,
He
would
would win.
automatically win. Because we also acknowledged that
problem.
he was a very
You think he was a good artist?
he was a great watercolorist.
Oh, hold
He
on.
was a
Where-
great
can I hit you
painter
with something?
and a great illustrator. In
Come
fact,
on, he's a writer. I mean, he could.
Are you kidding?
He could
This is how
draw.
I feel about your
You're
that
gonna Hulk
statement.
smash
I'm
me
gonna Hulk
about that?
smash you.
Wait, hold on. Let's.
There's actual volumes of
That's
J.R.R.
Hulk smash.
Tolkien, artist and illustrator.
That's how I feel about
From-
that statement.
There's actual books by
From Insight Editions.
No, from
The Illustrated Hobbit?
Renowned Tolkien scholars Christina Hammond and Wayne Hammond and Christina
Well, there
Skull.
sure ain't any drawings in this book.
That would be Wayne G. Hammond and Christina Skull have put together Tolkien, Artist and Illustrator, which is a beautiful volume. You can look at his calligraphy, his watercolors,
I've seen his
paintings.
art, his actual art. It's amazing. I have multiple of his posters.
Tolkien's artwork was
You
created.
saw it in an art gallery in New York, didn't you?
The original dust jacket of The Hobbit was what? The publisher said, Tolkien, you
Not
can do
this.
it.
It
You're an
wasn't
illustrator,
this right
you
here.
do it. And guess
Yeah.
who did it? He
Yeah.
did the dust covers. He did the.
to save money.
Oh
to
my
keep
gosh.
that money for
no.
his.
Oh my gosh.
He was a great artist.
He was a great artist. Stop.
Okay. All right. all right.
Which is
Well,
amazing. Just add more to his.
Just love having another point of contention
Let me-
on the show. We just have to have it.
Are you including the artist's name with the piece of art in the voting?
Yes.
Or,
Are we?
Yes,
or
we are.
are we
I guess we have to.
anonymizing?
Absolutely. No, they're
guess
not
we have.
anonymized. The artist's name is
if
there.
you anonymize the art, could Tolkien be included?
People instantly recognize his artwork.
Yes, exactly. It's so unique. His
It's so
artwork
specific.
is absolutely amazing. Like, here's just that one, the
Yeah.
Misty Mountains.
You can go to jrrtolkien.com or tolkienestate.com.
Tolkienestate.com.
Tolkienestate.com. By the way, that website, they've done a great job over the last couple of years
Come on,
updating.
the smog.
Yeah, Smaug.
Doesn't look anything like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Come on, this most
Which
famous.
one?
This famous one is the portrait of
Oh yeah, that's really
the
good.
Hobbiton over the hill.
Yeah.
And that's the front cover
on,
of the
dude.
It looks
Fellowship of the
nothing
Ring.
like New Zealand.
Okay, I'm gonna smack him.
Oh, it's oh.
Someone's gonna have to.
Now
I'm gonna
you know
go
how
one
I
of the web.
feel
web
every
We
week.
better wrap up the show.
Now you
Jeff,
know
let's
how
cut the
I
lights.
feel.
Jeff, yeah.
Every week.
I got some duct tape here.
Yeah, there you go.
No, let's just.
Let's put
Guys,
an end to the show.
guys,
Thanks, Justin, for being with us.
Jesus.
Thanks.
You did that like the Riddler in the Batman.
I know.
Thanks all. Are we?
Gravy.
Oh my goodness.
Good heavens. He's afraid that I'm going to put
Are we
this tape
done?
on him.
Are we off now? We're dead? Yeah, we're off, right?
Wrap it up. No, we're still going.
We're still
Oh.
going. Well, then let's say goodbye to everybody properly.